There are two pains in life: the pain of discipline and the pain of disappointment. The pain of disappointment is the one you can avoid by choosing the pain of discipline. This is a famous quote by Coach Nick Saban. He's a legendary college football coach, arguably the greatest ever, and a true pioneer of leadership philosophy and development. Coach Saban's main leadership philosophy is what he calls the process, a concept focused on being consistent with the controllables like effort and attention to detail rather than the outcome like a score or if you won or not. Coach Saban has created so many great leaders, from players to assistant coaches who later went on to be head coaches. The values and principles that Coach Saban installs in his players and staff extend off the field, ensuring them success in their life.
In a 2021 interview, Nick states how his father molded him into being a perfectionist and instilled values of him being prideful and performative. His dad installed this mindset on him from a young age. This mindset made Nick want to be the best at whatever he was doing. Saban said that he learned how to apply this mindset to coaching throughout the years and always looked to improve in coaching. A 2016 article went through all of Saban's strongest leadership values, and the ones that stood out most was consistency. He applied this by emphasizing preparation over results. He would instill this value to all the kids that he coached throughout the years, and he would make sure that all the players knew that being on a great team, you have to flush your ego. Another one of his key values was routine. All the players said that practices were harder than the game. This shows how well Saban prepared his players. Saban said that I make practices harder than the game, so when it comes time to play, it's natural. Another value he instilled was being able to adapt. Adapting is hard, especially for college students. He showed his adaptability throughout the years by changing his offenses to make it more effective throughout the years.
The next thing that Nick Saban really focused on was team culture. Saban stated in an interview with Glacier Drive Football in 2025 that before he would even recruit a player, he would tell them the standard. And that included the kind of people they would have to become, the academics they would need to achieve, and what they would have to do to be a great football player. This is very similar with Wooden's, how he recruited at UCLA. He wouldn't recruit players. They would have to contact him to make sure, it was the right fit and they really wanted to be there. And that's the biggest similarities we found between them. He also created a leadership council within his team. This ensures, they would select 5 or 6 dudes. This ensures that, a freshman who has something that he wants to say goes and tells the leadership council, who can then go and tell Coach Saban. So it kind of takes away that fear of talking to the head coach. The next piece I'm going to talk about is interactions with players and coaches. Saban is the king of tough love. I mean, you can see so many clips all over the internet where this is shown. Saban talked about his tough love approach in his coaching. He got it from his father. If you didn't do it right, you'd have to do it again when he worked at his dad's service shop. His dad always demanded the best. Saban also talked about the aspect that his players understood it, his tough love, because it showed that he cared. And he kind of said that players don't care what you know until you show that you care. And that's a pretty important thing, I think. He said all this in an interview with Bama Online in October of 2023. The next thing I want to hit is everyone around Coach Saban has been successful. 133 Alabama players drafted. His 2015 coaching staff is pretty ridiculous. His OC was Lane Kiffin, who is now the Ole Miss head coach. His defense coordinator was Kirby Smart, who's now the Georgia head coach. His O-line coach was Mario Cristobal, who is now the Miami head coach. His wide receiver coach is Billy Napier, the Florida head coach. Dan Lanning was an assistant, a GA. He's now the Oregon head coach. And the DB coach, Mel Tucker, is the former Michigan State head coach.
In an interview, Terrian Arnold said that Saban was mad on the sideline and he was looking for someone to yell at, and it was him. From that point on, the player learned that sometimes you need to listen to what someone's saying and not how they're saying it. This goes back to what Sal was saying about the tough love. I think that coaching in general is a lot of tough love, and you just got to learn how to take it. in the right way.
Coach Saban talks about a lot of things in his leadership philosophy, but I think the thing that resonates most with me and that I can compare to my life is his thing he calls the process. Don't fall in love with the destination, fall in love with the journey to the destination. I think that's a good reminder when you're grinding at something, whether you're working out, you're doing your 6 a.m. lifts in the winter for football, or whether you're studying for a test that you want to ace. You really got to love that part of it. That aspect of it is what really keeps you going. When you fall in love with that, everything else is fine. The outcome will always work out in your favor.
Preparation is the thing that Saban talks about that sticks with me the most. If you're not properly prepared for competition, you will not perform your best. If you really focus on preparation, it will be very challenging, but will make the game very easy.
Nick Saban's leadership philosophy is rooted in discipline, accountability, and a love for the process. Focusing on culture and the little things, not winning, has ensured long-lasting impact and success. His main goal is to ensure others to pursue excellence in their life, not just in sports, in their everyday life, from their job to their family. His long-lasting legacy shows this.